Hey everyone, welcome. This episode is brought to you by our Equip, Empower, Elevate newsletter. Each month in our newsletter, you will find stories, thought provoking questions, and more to empower and inspire you to live life fully. If you would like to receive our monthly newsletter, go to our website becomingfierceentrepreneurs.com. All right, grab your paper and pencil, and I'll be right back. And thank you for tuning in today. Our mission is to equip and empower you to dig in and soar higher, doing the things that you love. So get ready to live life fully. Hey everyone, it's your girl Joy, and welcome to another episode of Living. This is episode 37, Living versus Thriving. How do you close the gap? And in a few moments, I'm going to be talking to my special guest, which is featuring the Sister Talks panel. I love when the sisters come on and we have an awesome time. So most of you know me, but for those of you who do not know me, my name is Joy Norman. I'm a motivational speaker, I'm an author, I'm an artist, and I'm also an empowerment and success coach. Also, I am the CEO and founder of the organization and movement Becoming Fierce Female Entrepreneurs. And I am also the host of this Living YouTube podcast show, which is a show all about informing and inspiring women entrepreneurs to grow their business. All right, I hope you enjoy my conversation with the Sister Talk panel. This goes out to my sister. Hello, ladies. How is everyone doing?
Really good.
Doing good.
Y'all looking good. And thank you for joining Sister Talks. And I just love our sisterhood community. That's one of the reasons why I started Sister Talks, because we all need to connect with other women. And chances are you're not the only one going through something, right? Mm-hmm. And so sometimes the greatest strength comes in recognizing that we just cannot do everything alone. And I know it's hard for us to ask for help, but just thank you so much for coming on tonight. You just never know who you may be inspiring, empowering, or supporting tonight. Just someone who will listen to this podcast and just be inspired to soar just a little higher. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing. Okay, so let's start with some introductions. To tell us your name, where you are joining us from, and what you do.
I am Connie Donley Torres, and I'm from Citrus Heights, California, coming from Citrus Heights. And what I'm doing a variety of different things, but the things that I'm focusing on as far as income is CPR classes and wilderness survival classes, those kind of things. But my passion, my husband and I have a nonprofit called Love and Action Foundation, and a big thing currently is our Outreach Chaplain Academy, which is to equip people that have a heart to reach the lost and the disadvantaged and folks that are just really struggling and need help. So that's what we're doing.
Awesome.
I'm Carrie Wooden. I am coming from Willow Creek, California, the home of Bigfoot. What I know, I haven't seen it yet, but it's out there somewhere, I'm sure. I work with women who have put everybody else before themselves, and so they've become overwhelmed. They're stuck, they feel discontent in their life, and I help them to reconnect with joy and purpose in their life through therapeutic art.
Ooh.
and it's like intertwined with therapeutic art and transformational coaching.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Andrea, Imafidon. Originally from Boston, Massachusetts, but now I live in Anderson, Alabama. So what do? I'm just trying to sum everything up. So I'm a college professor by day and at evening at two amazing universities. Also, too, I'm a self-care advocate helping fellow social workers overcome vicarious trauma and also to burnout, because if you're helping folks, you usually don't take care of yourself. So my job is to make sure I'm facilitating those conversations and providing tools and tips on really taking care of yourself and taking yourself from the back burner to the front, you know, for you to take care of yourself. So that's what I pretty much do.
Awesome. Welcome.
So I'm Roslyn Crawford, and I'm from Antelope, California. And I'm actually a retired state worker. So I put in 41 years of state service. And so when I left state service because my dad was ill. And so unfortunately he's passed. And so right now what I'm doing is really more of, I think I've talked to Joy about, is just making connections with my family and friends, those who are in need, elderly, just spending time with them, helping them with their needs. So it is more just volunteer kind of stuff, helping people. But other than that, I don't have like an occupation at this point. I put my time in, so I'm still looking for a new passion project, but it's more volunteer.
Yes. Trying to get her to come on over here with the scarce female.
I guess so. But joy's a joy. Yeah, I know, Joy.
Woo, come on over here, girly. One day I will get her. All right, so let's play a quick game. And what you want to do is, so it's 4 ladies. Select a number from 1 to 4. So before you write it, we got to decide, because you can only have the one number. So anybody want to be number 1? You can just 1, 2, 3, 4 is available right now.
I'll be number 3.
Okay.
I'll take 4.
Okay, write it on your paper like this so that we can see it. Hold it up. Okay, so we got 3. 4.
I guess I'll be 2, because I was going to be 3 for the Trinity. I'll be number 2.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take 1. Let Dre. I'll take 1.
Oh, you'll take 1?
I'll be 2.
Okay.
Andrea's 4, and if Roslyn comes back, she was 1.
Okay. Now, okay, here we go. So what's going to happen is I'm going to read a story, and every time you hear your number, you're going to hold it up.
All right.
All right. And then the last person holding up their number will be the winner.
Yeah.
So, crazy game I made up. All righty. Okay, here we go. Jessica dashed out of door number 1. Okay, you got to hold up your number.
I think she's frozen.
Oh.
I'll write number 1 on that piece of
Yeah,
paper.
you'll be.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be both people. Okay.
Whoa.
There we go.
Look at her go.
Okay, there you go. Okay, Jessica dashed out of door number 1. She then started the car, which was in the number 2 parking space. Then she waited for her 3 friends to come out and join her. While waiting, 4 very handsome men passed her, and they got into the car park next to her, which was parking space number 5. Jessica noticed the men, and then she remembered she was in the wrong parking space. Her parking space was actually number 1. But when she looked on the ground to find her correct space, she could only see number 3 and number 4. Oh my, what's a girl to do, she said. As she searched and searched, she finally found parking space number 1. But the parking attendant approached her and said she will be moving to space number 4, behind number 5, which is across from number 1 and number 3. Just when Jessica was about to move her car to space number 4, her 3 friends approached her and gave her $4 to buy 5 donuts for the party starting at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is actually 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Just then, Jessica said, "Let's decide how many guests we will invite to the party this afternoon. Will it be 1, 2, or should we invite 3? Then her friend Maria said, "We have more than that. I invited 4, 5, actually 6 people." Then Jessica said, "If we have 6 people, we will surely need more than 5 donuts." So Maria doubled the order of donuts and ordered 12 donuts. Then she divided the order by 3, which came to 4. And then she subtracted 2, which equaled 2. And 2 is the winner. Congratulations. We will send you a prize. That was fun.
That was fun. I like that game.
All right. So our topic today is living versus thriving. How do you close the gap? So many people are just surviving and going through the motions. We get up, we go to work, we spend time with family. Some of us may exercise, some of us take care of the house, but then we go to sleep and then we wake up to just do it all over again. And of course, some of us may even do a little bit more. Some of us garden. I know some do art. Some meditate. Some play sports. Some take vacations, and etc.
Okay.
And every once in a while, we may feel that flow, that energy that just makes us go. However, then it's gone again, right? And then if we're not careful, we just fall back into that rut by doing the same old routines and day in and day out. And many studies have revealed that one of the main reasons we get accustomed to living a life of survival instead of a life that is thriving is because we let the hustle and the bustle of life completely just take over our lives and clog our decision making. And then we let our fear and our self-doubt corrupt our thinking. And as soon as we set a new goal or we make a new decision, we start to doubt ourselves and bam, we're just back in just getting by mode. But how can you create a life of greater joy, happiness, meaning, and fulfillment in spite of the challenges that we face? Because we are all in pursuit of a better quality of life and whatever that entails, for you. So ladies, tonight for our group discussion, I would like to ask you, do you feel that something's missing in your life? And where might you be lacking in life? And how do you make the correction that will make everything click? And how do you find that thriving sweet spot?
Okay, well, first of all, do I feel there's something missing from my life? No, I really don't. There are times in the past, yes, but I have been purposely seeking. I'm seeking God on it, and I want what He wants for my life. I want to fulfill the call of my life. So therefore, I've been careful with my schedule, and I prioritize things. But I do have a purpose, and I have a way to fulfill my purpose. We have, I think you ladies know, we have a nonprofit, and we do different things through there. So I'm able to focus on that. I have my family. I'm constantly crocheting an Afghan or something for somebody, you know. So all of that gives me fulfillment. I really don't, I have a wonderful family. I still have my day job, so that keeps me busy. So I'm really doing well, but it was by focusing and making conscious choices about decisions. Where might I be lacking in life, and how do I make the correction? Now, I know everybody says this, but I really do wish I had more time. It's like there's never enough time, right? Oh my gosh. But really, I'm hoping to retire from the day job by the end of the year, which will help me. But I don't know, maybe a little bit better time management. I've pretty well honed it in, to be honest with you. So, yeah.
Now, if you move to Alaska during the summer, you have lots of time because the sun doesn't go down until like 1 a.m.
Now, I would be liking that.
I thought I would. I lived up there on and off for like 8 years, and after a while you get used to it, but initially you're like, oh, you work and you're doing, and the kids come to you and they go, hey, what's for dinner? And you look at the time, you're like, oh, we had dinner 5 hours ago. It's bedtime. It's midnight.
Well, Carrie, why don't you go next?
All right. So I think I'm with Connie. It's like in the past, there was plenty of times. I mean, Joy knows I'm a mother of a blended family of 11 children. I've got 6 grandchildren. I caregive my mother-in-law. She has dementia. I do art. I do photography. I have a market garden. I do coaching. And so there has been times in the past that I have just gotten so busy and so burned out that, you go to bed and you're like, oh my gosh, please let me feel like I've slept the whole night. And in the morning, you're like, crap, I got to do it again. Right.
Yeah.
And it is part of that awareness, right? Being aware of it. And once you're aware of it, it's easier to step back and go, okay, wait, whoa, hold your horses. We don't have horses. We have dogs and cats, but no horses. And then just stepping back and go, okay, am I taking care of me? Right. Mm-hmm. Having those questions. Am I taking care of me? Because if I'm not taking care of me, then I'm not being able to give to anybody else. Exactly. Like I should, like I was created to be, that, don't give from your cup, give from your saucer, fill yourself until your saucer's full and give from your saucer. That way you always have, because there has been times where I've been like, my cup is empty, like it's broken, like somebody stepped on it and there's no cup. And comparing to when I'm completely fulfilled, even if it's just busy work, really finding the purpose and the joy in those sometimes mundane, like laundry, not my favorite thing, but you can find the joy in it. I like clean clothes. Weird.
Oh,
I think most people do. I smell good. I can find joy in that, right? Really connecting to those small moments of joy, right? Those like connecting with joy every day. I'm just gonna call you everyday joy. Hey, joy, I'm connecting with you. You know, but finding ways to connect to things that bring you joy. Like for me, I love doing the art, right? I love drawing and creating, and I can get lost in it. I have to schedule it. Like I have to go, okay, I can draw on these days because I've got all these other responsibilities. But when you can set time for yourself, even if it's 10, 15 minutes a day, setting that time and going, okay, this is just for me. Even if it's locking yourself in the bathroom with a cup of tea and some music. I haven't ever done that before. Not me. Maybe I have. It was yesterday. Just saying. You know, but really putting yourself as a priority and taking that time to pause and go, I just need to breathe, connect with God, my higher self, whatever anybody calls it, you know, connect and know that I am worth as much as anybody else is. I am worth just as much as what I give and more. So that would be my 2 cents.
That's awesome.
you know, Carrie, I agree with you very, very strongly, because even though my days are full towards the later part of the evening, that's when I decompress. And yeah, I spend time in the bathroom doing stuff, and I spend time in the Word. I'm crocheting. But you're exactly right. If we don't take care of us, we can't take care of anyone else.
Yep.
You're right.
And it does reflect on those around you. Like the other morning, I took my daughter to the bus stop, and it's early in the morning. I am not a morning person, right? So I had my hair up in a ponytail, no makeup, or a t-shirt, and she's all, Mom, don't you have a meeting like in like 30 minutes? Do you think? She goes, do you think maybe you need to like look nicer? I'm like, you're 9 and it's too early. I'm like, don't worry, honey. I will change and brush my hair and teeth. It's okay. It's okay. But even her is like, but Mom, you're not taking care of yourself. How are you going to show up like you're supposed to? Right? She already has her, preconceived ideas of how I should be. So yeah, I got to watch myself there.
Oh, I love he cares enough. I love that. Yeah. That's funny too, because my daughter, she has 4 children, and she'll sit in her car in the garage when she gets home sometimes.
I have silverware in my car. That way I can go to the grocery store and I sit in the parking lot and eat whatever treat I want before I go home, or I don't get any. It's my me time in the parking lot.
Gotta get it in. Look.
Yes.
What about you, Roslyn?
Well, for me, I think that I've talked about this with friends. It's like I put in 41 years with the state, and I traveled a lot with my job. I loved it. And, my niche was really working with people and helping them to learn programs and learn different things, and also how to improve what they were doing, right? So then you retire and you take care of people. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I've like, have to find my purpose. And that's really what it was. But my niche had been this last couple of years. So much has happened where you've lost people, and I've really tried to connect with family and friends. It's like giving them and their roses while they're living, is spending time with them, being a help to them when they need help. And so eventually I do want to get, and so that's what is missing, is like a passion project for myself. But my family is huge for me. The last 3 months have been filled with going to family reunions, being there with family, spending time with aunties, and all of that. But now it's time for Rosalind to kind of figure out, what is the passion project for me? My family means everything to me. So that's where I'm going right now, is just spending time. And I've been like meditating on the word and trying to find what that is. And I know interpersonal skills is a strength for me. So it's just trying to find that. And so it's just taking time right now. I think what I'm the correction would be just taking time in meditation with the Lord, of trying to find out what I want is one thing, but what he wants for my life is more important.
Yeah.
So that's what's important to me. So yeah, I'm just still trying to find it. And I know Joy and I talked about it. So to do that right now, I think what I need to look at is, what do I love? I love working with people. I do like some of my hobbies, but I don't think my hobbies are going to be something I'm going to make money, or like the passion project. I really think it's people oriented, but I have to find something that really is going to be of value to other people, you know? So what I do, like, you know, my diamond painting and doing different things like that, that's for me. That's my joy. That's just my things. But I want to do something that's going to help other people. And so, you know, right now in the last 6 months, I've been living my best life with my family and my friends. But now I got to find a patient project. Yeah, I've been on the go. Yeah. But as far as my people and my friends and my family, the ones that are here, I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed. So, yeah.
So blessed to have you here.
Thank you. Love you dearly.
Love you too. What about you, Drea?
So I would say these last 2 years, it finally clicked for me. I've been through loss of a marriage, and also loss of myself. And I'm in a rebuilding season, and I'm very thankful that these 2 years happened to me. And people are like, oh my God, you should walk around crying. I'm not walking around crying or looking like what I've been through, and I'm very thankful for that. So during this rebuilding season, I'm just restoring who I am and who I'm becoming. Because I have milestones coming up in my life. I'm going to be 40 in January. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, my life is, you know, amazing. I get to travel. You know, I get to educate young people. I don't have to, my past life, I was a social worker for 16 years. So I'm retired from that segment, even though I'm fairly young, but I get to do, I say spiritual work. When you are educating, that's spiritual work. You put a lot of emotional labor of love, because you want to hopefully plant the seed into someone's child or a young adult, and you are pretty much building a mini me, better than me, social worker, so they can do good for the world. So I always say, like, I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. Despite not being a wife anymore, or, not having that companionship, but, I get to spend time with my parents that's, are aging, but they still are in great shape. And my mom and I, we travel together, and, I visit my dad, and we garden, and, we cook together. So, those are the memories. Those are the things that I have missed when I was married and I had to be responsible for another adult. And like I said, I had got lost and didn't take care of myself. Hence why I had, endured, medical issues, but, I'm thankful that I am once again rebuilding myself holistically. And I think so many times we want to just like go through this process really quick. We don't want to hurt. We don't want to feel any pain, but you have to really sit down with yourself and really rebuild. And what does that look like? You got to rebuild from the inside out. You have to take care of yourself. You have to have a lot of boundaries and say no. You have to really just, tap into your spirituality, to your inner strength, and be resilient, and understand that this too shall pass, and that you're not always going to feel broken or be broken, according to what society looks at. So I'm really thriving. I'm thankful. And I look back, and I do a lot of journaling. I look back at my journal entries like, oh my gosh, I was a mess, the beginning of 2020, but, to see my growth and to have that support system and that self-love is everything. Because I think sometimes we forget to really love ourselves through the good, bad, and indifferent times, and not beat ourselves up because we may think that we're a failure, or because we may have made mistakes. We're human, we're imperfect, and it's okay. Tomorrow's going to be better. That's my hope. Tomorrow's always going to be better. And, pain is temporary. And I forgot, it's this quote that says, tough times don't last forever, but tough people do. And that's the quote that I live by, because I feel like I'm a tough cookie and that, I can bounce back from anything. So I'm very thankful that I found my sweet spot in thriving.
Yes, you are a fly girl.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Man, I love everything. You ladies are preaching tonight. This is awesome. And yes, I love the rebuilding. And I love Carrie talking about, oh, fill your cup and drinking from the saucer. And starting my business, prior to starting it, I felt like something was missing in my life. And I just really wanted to work with women and encourage them to get past their fears and their procrastination and just start their passion project. And I just wanted to also help women entrepreneurs grow their business. And once I decided to step out on faith and start my organization, Becoming Fierce Female Entrepreneurs, that's when I felt like I had found my thriving sweet spot. And so now I'm loving what I'm doing. It's just, I don't know, it's just something about, talking to other women and encouraging them. And I just love it, plus I'm an extrovert, probably have a lot to do with it.
No, you are? No.
Do you need some assistance with getting that big breakthrough in your business? Well, I know how you feel. I used to struggle with technology. Oh, I was so frustrated with all the sales funnels out there. But you know what? I've put together a free webinar entitled How Female Entrepreneurs Can Build a Profitable Business Online Without Complicated Sales Funnels or Killing Themselves on Social Media. Even if you've been struggling to grow your business for years and you haven't seen much fruit, I'm going to help you get crystal clear on your marketing message, and I'm going to help you turn strangers into clients. Also, I'm going to help you find your ideal client and how to have them bending over backwards to work with you. Also, I'm going to help you pick the perfect marketing strategy for your business. So if you are tired of spinning around and around on the hamster wheel and you want to grow a profitable and sustainable business, join me on my webinar. So research shows that one of the biggest regrets we will ever have at the end of our lives will be living in survival mode, thinking about all of the great and wonderful things that we wanted to do, but we just never did it. And then we're think about the lost goals and the dreams that we never acted on. So for our note to self, go. So what can you do to let today be the turning point in your life where you just turn it all around? And then how are you moving forward and giving yourself grace?
I don't limit myself. So being in academia, we have a lot of time off, breaks and stuff. I write a list every semester, like I'm going to travel to these places and the money's going to come. I'm going to have the money. I don't ever say I'm broke, I can't afford it, blah, blah, blah. Because once again, it's an emotional labor that I put out, it's spiritual labor. And then also too, I need to recharge. So I don't limit myself. I take all my time. And I think as, we live here in America, we think we get a badge of honor for being burnt out. We don't, I make sure that I take my time. And also too, I give myself grace if I didn't complete something for the day, because my days are full, like all the rest of you ladies as well. I'm like, okay, I didn't complete that. My life is not going to be over. I'm not going to get fired. I have my limit, and I shut down my computer at 4:30. I don't go beyond that time. I don't care who calls. I can't do anything about that. So I give myself that grace, because once again, I have been burnt out to the point in which, my health was compromised. So I just legit shut things down and take care of myself each and every day. And whoever gets upset about that, I'm very unapologetic about that. So I give myself grace, and said, hey, I have to shut it down and not limit myself to enjoy life, because that's what life is about. You're supposed to enjoy it and be happy.
Yeah.
I think in each day is having faith that God has that bigger plan for you, like Roslyn was talking about. And his plans are always better than what ours are. Seriously,
Amen.
I'm so glad some of my plans never came to fruition like I expected them to, because they've always been better. But one thing I've learned is faith is something we all have. We all have equal amounts of faith. We're either putting our faith in what we want and what we know, or we're putting our faith in lack, and I like how Andrea said, it's like, I don't go there. I know I need to recharge and stuff like that. And even like she said, even if you don't finish it all, having that grace to go, you know what, I did the best I could. And that's okay. That is okay. I'm good and I've accomplished whatever, and I have a goal. I have faith that it's going to turn out better than I can ever imagine and move forward anyways.
Oh, yeah. It's going to turn out even better.
Yeah.
I love it.
I was looking at really focusing on priorities for myself, like just making myself a priority. Because sometimes as women, we're taught that we're supposed to do for others all the time, right? And, just like they say on the plane, you've got to put your mask on first, so you can't give out of an empty cup. I think somebody was talking about a cup give from the saucer, right? So it was really that we have to understand we have to give from what we have. And so you have to put into yourself first before you can give. And I think too often in my life in the past, and even currently, it's wanting to do for others without really looking at what's for me. So what can I do today is really focusing on me, what I need, replenishing myself, following what God's word is for me. My daily devotionals help me. My prayer with God helps me. And then in moving forward, like said, I remember where I lived by my planner, and some things just shift to the next day. That's just the way it goes. It didn't happen today. We're just going to shift it to the next day. It's just, you do the best you can. And some days you are hot as all can be and you're good and you can check everything off, and other days you're just not as good, and so you give yourself grace and move on. And so I had to learn that, because sometimes you would get frustrated when I had something on my plate and other distractors came in and I didn't get it done. So for me right now, it is, I will move it to, I put the highest things on the priority list first, and then other stuff that doesn't get done, I just give myself grace.
Oh, that's good. Very good.
A lot of the same things that y'all are saying, but how do I do a restart if I need a restart? I'm just telling you, prayer is a big part of my life, and not just praying, but listening and then obeying, because we can easily make a lot of emotional decisions, and we think based on what we know this is the right thing to do. But I'm telling you, I really have a very focused prayer life, and I really try to listen to the Lord and to obey what he's telling me to do. That's just a real key thing. There was a time in my life, and I may have shared this at another time, but there was a time in my life when I was really stressing for about 2 or 3 years, and I wanted to make sure I was making the right decision, going where I was supposed to go, and doing what I mean, I was really stressing over it. Remember, the Lord came up to me, kind of like right behind me, and he kind of spoke into my ear, and he said, "In a moment, I will tell you where and when to go." And I'm telling you, the peace of the Lord came. There's a peace that comes from listening to him and trusting him, and then doing what he tells you to do. He knows what's up, Buttercup. He knows what's going on. So I trust him, and that really, that if you need a restart, I think you just need to sit down and be honest. And if you need to take time for yourself, you take time for yourself, because you can't keep. I remember the song Twilight Paris, I think it was, "The warrior is a child." You go out and you fight and you do your thing, but there's a time you have to come back and rest and get restored, because you can't keep fighting the battle, and you can't keep doing if you're not restored within yourself. So to me, my spiritual life is real key. And if I didn't have that, man, I'd be a burnout loss. And I've been burned out before too. I think Andrea shared that before. And I'm telling you, being burned out is no fun. It takes a couple years, man, to really fully recover from that. So, word to the wise, take care of yourself now.
Oh,
Good word.
Yeah.
All of you guys have shared some great things. Beautiful.
yes. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
All of this is so good, and the priority thing is the priority and the obedience. Think of like a tire on a car. And if you're too focused in one area, or you're not taking care of yourself, that gives you a flat tire, and you're not going to be able to keep going. So, Roslyn and everyone that's been talking, yeah, priorities and
Right.
taking care of yourself.
Right, Connie. It's about balance, right?
Yes, it is.
It is about balance. And that's the thing. A lot of times I've said this before in other sessions, is that we're so busy trying to please and do things for other people previously. And then you learn you are not going to please everybody. You have got to do what is right for you and what God really wants you to do.
Yep.
And the thing when you were talking about prayer,
Yeah.
we forget part of prayer is listening. It's communication. It's communication. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it don't go just one way. You got to listen and hear what he's got to say. So that is gems. That's diamonds, honey. That's big stuff. Yeah.
Baby, you're right.
Yeah. And that's so good. Yes. When you listen, he'll give you the answer. Yeah. Because that was the thing, it was like, wow, he will give you the desires of your heart.
Right.
And I wake up every day now, just like, wow. I have to pinch myself sometimes, because I just remember, man, being on the 8th floor at my job, and just remember sitting there going, wow, this is really not what I want to do. It's not what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Right.
Yeah. But it took new upper management to change, to push me out. Now I realize.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God will do what he's got to do to kick you out of the nest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times we have to let go too, and not worry about what other people are going to say. And I think a lot of times people are fearful of people judging you and, oh, why did this happen? Why did you leave that good job? And it could be killing you slowly inside, and that's not your life purpose. And I think so many times, like, something simple could be our life purpose, but we're trying to hold on to this status quo or this facade, and we truly push God out the way, and then we think we're in control at that point in time. And sometimes we have to have that carpet ripped from underneath us to say, you're not in control, and you need to move and not be fearful, because you're always going to be provided for. But once again, it's having faith, and also to letting go of other people's perceptions, their judgments and opinions of yourself. What do you think of yourself? And I think that's going back to self-love and self-care too. It's like, what do you think about yourself? Because if we listen to everyone, I don't think any of us will be on this call. We'll be in a shell somewhere, afraid of just even, speaking truth to power.
Yep,
Right.
exactly.
Yes. And that's why I love Sister Talks. Thank you for sharing your heart, because you just never know who you're helping right now as you're speaking. Because sometimes people just live on their little island, and they don't realize that we've been through the same things, and we survived it. And a lot of times I'll share my testimony on my channel as well. And I have people reaching out to me, because it's like, oh, you have panic attacks. Nobody don't think I've been through anything, because my name is Joy, and, I'm such a light,
Right.
But yes, you would be surprised. Yeah, I've been through a lot too. But I have God in my life, and I just get through it. Get through it. But you were talking about art, Carrie. So all I have to do is sign this, and you'll be surprised how many copies I could sell. Isn't this beautiful?
And what do you see in that picture?
Yeah.
Right.
You turn it to the right.
Yeah. My signature is worth a lot.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Oh, Joy, I wanted to say, when you were talking about different things that were happening in your life that were like challenging, like the loss of people or just our mistakes or whatever. My mom always said your mess can be your message and also be your ministry to other women. Like what I went through when I lost my mom, I was able to help other friends who lost their mother because I come from understanding. If you've not been there, you don't understand.
Yeah.
But if you've been there, you understand. And that God, there are times when I didn't know, but God was holding me through that whole process. And you can look back and see where he held you. He had you, but you don't know in the middle of the mess. In the middle of the mess, it is messy, right?
Yeah.
But you can see when you look back, he had you. It was definitely the footprints that we left. That was my mom's favorite. And he was holding me in times when I didn't know, but you can look back. And that's where you can, like the different things we go through, that's your message. That's your help for other people. You never know. He uses that. He does.
I already started my topics for next year. And guess what one of them is?
What's that?
Turn your mess into your message.
Go, girl.
Thank you so much for coming on. This has been so awesome.
Guys, I enjoyed it.
I love it. I always do.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it. Nice meeting you, Andrea. Nice meeting you, Carrie, right?
Yes, and Carrie.
Yeah. Nice meeting you guys.
Nice
and good seeing you again, Connie.
Yeah, baby, it was.
All right, ladies.
Love you, Joey. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
God bless you guys.
You guys have to hear Carrie. She does voiceovers and she sounds just like this lady. And she does the lady at the DMV too.
Oh, wow.
It's really a computer.
Awesome.
It was my aspiration. That's what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Oh.
The DMV voice.
Well, this concludes episode 37. Did you enjoy the Sister Talks panel? Thank you so much, ladies. I really enjoyed you today. What an awesome conversation. And I just pray and I know that you uplift someone, you empowered someone to just soar a little higher. Feel free to reach out to our Sister Talks panel. So make sure that you are living your life on purpose and that you are thriving. All right, everyone, have a blessed day. Have a blessed rest of the week, and we will see you back here on another episode of Living. Bye-bye. Sisters, keep on keeping on, yeah, and keep on holding it down, yeah, 'cause God's got a plan for you. He won't give you try